Hey guys, it's MiningMuch and I'm back for another Minecraft video, and in today's video we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be doing the overview of the Minecraft 1.6 pre-release, also known as the horse update. So before moving on to these new mobs known as the horses, the main feature of this update, I'm going to mention that the new launcher for Minecraft has been released, and this is a very user-friendly launcher, and it is a very important tool for the future because this is a major step to the mod API. So let me get straight right into it. So Mojang has added a fairly new launcher called the Minecraft Launcher 1.0.1, which is a slightly more user-friendly and updatable launcher because it is self-updatable, and not only that, we now have the option to play Minecraft in different versions. So what they've done is they've given us options to set certain profiles. So let's say I click a new profile here and I want to play version 1.5.1. So I can put my profile as version 1.5.1, and I can choose the snapshot that I want to load or the release that I want to load. So I can do 1.5.1, and I can choose the game directory, and I can even do it .minecraft 2 or .minecraft 3, how many ever versions you want, so that the saves of the files do not uh, conflict with each other. So I've done it with .minecraft 2, and I have already have a profile called the snapshot, which is for snapshot 1.6. And other than that, they have update notes here which give us Minecraft news and features that they have added, and different news about Mojang and Minecraft. And they also have something like what you see on Minecraft server.jar, where you can see what's happening, although it's not exactly like a console, but it's a development console which is similar to Minecraft server.jar, and they have the different profiles that you can run as well as the different versions of Minecraft. So as you see here, June 25, 2013 was the last modified date. So yep, and you can also play offline on this launcher, and they're gonna add support for the mod API using this launcher. And if you want to play offline, you're gonna have to see the service status of the multiplayer as offline. So you will have to not be connected to the internet for playing offline. So yep, that's about it. So moving on from the launcher itself, Minecraft 1.6 has had a few changes in the texture pack system, and now they are no longer called texture packs. In fact, they are called resource packs. So how are resource packs different from the old texture pack system? Well, they not only contain textures, they contain fonts, sounds, language files, and end credits. And as you see here, I'm using the Faithful 32 pack for 1.5, which I have converted using two tools that Dinnerbone has recently released to convert the 1.5 texture packs. So now I'm going to move on to the minor updates and then move on to the main update about the horse. So moving on, let's go into the few new commands and game rules and status effects that they have added for Minecraft 1.6. Now the new commands include the spread players command and the play sound command. So let me pop right into the spread players command. Now the slash spread players command is a slightly hard one to configure because you need the x and z coordinates of the point of origin, you need the spread distance that you want to spread the players, you want the range, so it's as if you're having a big circle and you're spreading your players around, and you want to say whether you want this to be applicable to teams or not, and you want to say whether you want this to be a specific player, all players, or random players, or the nearest player. Yeah, so if I do this, this is the coordinates of the command block. This is 10 blocks away from it. This is that I'm not applying this to teams, and this is to all players. So I'm going to hit this, and it has spread me quite yeah, it has spread me about 10 blocks away from the point of origin. Now if I do that again, yeah, it has done it again. So moving on from the spread players, we have a new command called the slash play sound command. Now this play sound command is quite similar to I mean it's as simple as playing a sound from your Minecraft a destination folder. Now this can be the play sound can take any sound from your resource pack or from the default Minecraft, like the horse sound or the splash sound, anything you want to. You just have to look into your folders and find it. So I'm going to give you an example here. Now this is the mob.cow.say. So the mob cow has different noises when they what do you call it, when they move. So there's say 1, say 2, say 3. So I'm gonna actually do the slash play sound command to show you what I mean. So the play sound command, you can choose a sound, you can choose which player to specify this to, so any of these, and to you can also put the point of origin of the sound, you can put the volume of the sound, the pitch of the sound, and the minimum volume that you want it to be at. So if I hit this here, you can hear, whoops, I should actually put this to 1.0, because 1.0 is the default pitch and volume. So if I hit this, they have I think 3 different says for the mob. Now I can do something different. I can do mob.wither.spawn. Now this is quite a cool sound, and this is only one sound. So when you spawn a wither, it's gonna give you the sound. And yeah, so I can actually put this to a higher pitch, and 2.0 is the maximum pitch. Yeah, it sounds a bit weird. Now I'm gonna put this to I think lower volume, so I can put this to about 0.0. Now I think 0.0 gives you, yeah, it's inaudible, so I can put to 0.5 or something. Now this is, yep, now that is half the normal volume of the actual sound. So yeah, now let's move on to the 3 new status effects that have been added: saturation, absorption, and health boost. Now the absorption and health boost commands are quite similar. So as the effect health boost suggests, it's gonna give you a um, health boost for a certain amount of time. So this is the ID for the health boost, this is the amount of time you want it to be, and you can put certain numbers here for amplification. So if I switch into game mode 0, and you can see that I have a health boost and I have 2 extra hearts over here, and they are naturally gonna regenerate when they, yeah, they are naturally gonna regenerate. Now this health boost command effect is unfortunately not normal in Minecraft survival. And whoops, whoa, as you see there, my hearts have gone back to 2 not regenerated hearts. Now this is because after 30 seconds it restores to its original state. Now I'm gonna actually get hurt over here. I'm going to show you that they actually regenerate. Now I should give myself more health boost actually. No, hold on. It's going to regenerate. It's going to regenerate. And there you go. Okay, so I'm actually going to grab some milk to get rid of the effect. So yeah. And the absorption effect is very similar to the health boost effect, except that this can be acquired naturally in Minecraft Survival by eating either of the golden apples. So it has the ID 22, and this is the amount of time I want it to be, and you can also amplify this by putting 1, 2, 3, whichever number you want to put. So I'm gonna hit myself with absorption. Now absorption is very similar to health boost, such that they give you 2 yellow hearts, and it's actually like absorbing the damage for you. Now as you see there, these hearts have absorbed about 1.5 hearts for me, and they unfortunately do not regenerate naturally. So after 30 seconds, I believe, they're gonna restore back to their fully regenerated 2 hearts. So that's a good thing, and there we go. So yeah, so I'm gonna drink this milk again, and and I'm gonna go over to the saturation effect. Now the saturation effect is acquired by eating normal food like steak. So if I hit this, this is the zombie flesh meat effect. So I'm gonna actually eat, um, yeah, and it's gonna keep doing that to me. Yeah, now as you see, my saturation is only up to 3. So if I give my saturation ID is 2360 seconds. I'm actually going to put it to 10 seconds. Now, oops, I need to be in creative mode. So I'm going to put this to 10 seconds because 60 seconds is a bit too overpowered. So back to game mode 0, and I'm going to hit it, and it has just given me another 4 saturation, what do you call these, meat pops. So yeah, so that's what it does, and I'm gonna hit it again. So now I have 2 extra meat pops. So if let's say I want this to be at game mode 1, I'm gonna put this to be at 2, and I'm gonna hit this, so it's gonna give me hunger 2, or hunger 3 actually. I'm gonna go to game mode 0, and as you see, my hunger is slowly gonna deplete over here. If um yeah, I mean, it's not gonna deplete over here because I have 2 extra meat pops that this has depleted. So yeah, the saturation effect varies with the kind of food you eat, and Dinnerbone said that this is going to be quite important in Minecraft survival. So let's move on to the 2 new game rules. Now this is the do daylight cycle game rule, and I'm gonna change my render distance to about normal over here, and I'm gonna go to creative mode, and as you see, the sun is stationary over there. Now it is not moving. Now that is because I have turned do daylight cycle to false. So if I put it to true, you can slowly see the sun rise, and yeah, so it's slowly rising. So this is an easy way to stop the sun at its point and keep the time of the day constant. So let's move on to the slightly more complicated game rule called the natural regeneration game rule. So the natural regeneration game rule, as the name suggests, stops your regeneration on survival mode, depending on whether it is false or true. So I'm going to go into game mode survival, and I'm going to put this natural regeneration to false, and I'm going to deal some damage from this dispenser. Now as you see here, I've lost 3 hearts, and even though my meat pops are all full, um, I am not regenerating any health. So this is adapted from the ultra hardcore concept by the Minecraft guys. Now if I put this natural regeneration to true, you will see that I will slowly start regenerating health. Now I'm gonna turn my render distance tiny. Right, so I'm slowly gonna regenerate my health, and yeah, so another thing with this ultra hardcore concept is that the crafting recipes of 2 new blocks, I mean 2 items have been changed. Now the glittering melon now needs 8 golden nuggets instead of 1, and the golden apple now needs 8 ingots instead of 8 nuggets. Now that is the big change for the recipes of those 2 items. So in the new update, they have also nerfed 2 potion effects, and this is the regeneration potion effect and the instant health potion effect. And the regeneration potion effect, as it says here, was nerfed by 50%, and the instant health by 33%. So now for a regeneration 1 potion, it takes about 2.5 seconds to restore 1 heart, and for regeneration 2 potion, it takes half a second to restore 1 heart. And the instant health potion heals 2 hearts, and the instant health 2 potion heals 4 hearts. Now let's move on to a slightly small feature about the Minecraft 1.6 update. Now they have added a new coal block that can be crafted by taking coal and putting them together in a crafting bench. So I'm just going to get a crafting table here, and I am going to put it down here. I'm going to take this, and all you get is a block of coal. Now this block of coal is, as over here compared to obsidian, is a much better choice for, I guess, a black textured block. And yep, and another cool thing about this new feature is that the charcoal is having a different texture from that of a coal block. Now, this might be a cool new thing to many people because they have been having troubles by differentiating charcoal and coal. So this is a handy new tip that has been added for Minecraft 1.6. So before I move on to the new mobs called the horses, there is a minor update that has been added in Minecraft 1.6, and this is that whenever you ride entities, you will no longer be using the right click to get out. In fact, you will be using the left shift or your default sneak button over here. Now, you can change this and configure it in however you want to. So this works with boats or things like rideable pigs. In fact, even horses. Yep. So another thing that has been tweaked in Minecraft 1.6 is the Respiration Enchantment. The Respiration Enchantment works in a way that you can see better underwater now. So if I put this on and I go underwater, if you can see the difference without it, I'm going to take it out, put it here, and this is a Respiration 2. It instantly brightens up quite a bit, and I'm going to put the Respiration 3 on, and this is a cool new feature for the Respiration enchantments. Now, I've heard that Jeb is also planning to add a unbreakable enchantment later on in the future, so we can maybe look forward to that coming in 1.7. So let's move on to the main part of this update, and since this is called the horse update, they have added new mobs called horses. Now, horses come in 35 different looks based on their body color and their skin designs. Now, they typically spawn in the plains biomes in groups of 4, usually 2 adults and 2 foals, and they can also come in the form of a donkey. Now, donkeys are quite rare and are slightly different from horses, and this is called a mule. Now, the mule is similar to a donkey, as you can put a chest on it when tamed, but it is not naturally spawned. This is a breed between a horse and a donkey. So yeah, so mules, unfortunately, unlike horses, cannot breed. Um, yeah, and they inherit the qualities of the donkey and the horse at the same time. So let's move on to what horses exactly are. Now, they are rideable mobs that they are the second rideable mob after the pig on saddle, a pig with a saddle, and they can be tamed, can be bred and fed, and yeah. So how exactly do I tame a horse? Well, taming a horse is quite time consuming, so it needs a lot of patience. So I'm gonna go into F5 mode because what you have to do is you have to hit right click and get on top of the horse, and it's gonna kick you off a couple of times until it starts liking you, and then when it likes you, it's gonna give a love animation. Now see, it's going to do the animation when it kicks you off. It's going to do this quite a number of times until the taming probability increases until a point that it accepts you as its owner. Now as you see there, it has accepted me as its owner. Now unfortunately I cannot control this with my WASD keys yet because I need to add a few accessories to my horse. So a few things that can be added to a horse are saddles and chest and armor. Now, okay, I'm gonna get a saddle and a random a horse armor. Now, horse armor and these things called name tags typically generate in chests that are found in dungeons, temples, and nether fortresses. So I'll get there in a bit. Now, how do I put this on top of a wild horse? Well, I can always right click it with the saddle, or with my hand is free, I can shift and right click the horse, and I can put on a saddle by either shift clicking it or placing it in its top inventory slot and putting the armor in its bottom inventory slot. So that's how it's going to look like now. And when I can ride it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to wait. I'm just going to destroy these two fences, and I can use my WASD keys to control my horse and ride it. So different horses have different speeds, different health, etc. So I'm going to go into game mode 0, and as you see down here, um, the horse's health is shown. Now different horses have different health, as I had said before. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you how exactly you control the jump bar. So the jump bar, you have to hold down the space bar and let it go at the right moment to get your yeah, that is a proper jump. That's the highest the horse can jump. So as I had said earlier, it's different for different horses. Now, let's say my horse is wandering away from me. What I do is wait, I'm just gonna go into game mode 1. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a crafting recipe for a new item called the lead. Now the lead is with 4 string and 1 slime ball in this fashion, and it's gonna give you 2 lead. I'm gonna get a lead, and what you can do with a lead is any passive mob, including iron golems, horses, and pigs, you can actually drag them around. And leads are so strong that they can hang up from high surfaces and still not break the lead. But when the lead becomes really, really long, it's gonna break. So I can drag around my horse over here using my lead, and yeah. So taming probability. Now, if I right click, before I go into that, if I right click, the lead is gonna drop, and yeah. So, tame. Now there are a few things that can be fed to a horse. Now I have prepared a chart here, and it shows what exactly it does and how much it heals. I'm gonna turn my sounds down. How much exactly it heals, and how much it increases the taming probability. So sugar being at the bottom, and hay bale. Hay bale is a new item that has been put into Minecraft 1.6 by by placing 9 wheat in a crafting bench like this to get 1 hay bale. Now hay bale unfortunately does not increase taming probability, but heals full hearts for a horse, I believe. So yeah, I mean, the best I'd say is the golden apple because it heals 5 hearts, speeds growth by 4 minutes. Now what I mean by speed and growth is, let's say I have okay, I'm gonna get this over here. I'm gonna put this, actually no, I don't need so many. I can just, what am I doing? Okay, I can just take one. Okay, and I'm gonna spawn a baby horse. Right, okay, so baby horse can be tamed. I mean can be fed, and if I put my golden apple here, you can see that it's slowly increasing. And when it becomes a fully grown horse and you right click it with any item, it's gonna do this effect. Um, this is what they do when they want to reject the item that is given to them. So if I want to tame this horse, it's going to be a lot easier to tame. Now see, it has instantly given me the love animation. So yeah, now I just have to dismount the horse by doing left shift, and so it speeds growth by 4 minutes. Now horses take about 20 minutes to grow, and different food items give different growth. So you can look at the chart here if you want to see it. So yeah. So another thing before I move on to the other features is that um, horses are they're quite hard to breed because I'm just gonna get a horse from over here. I'm gonna make it breed with this horse. Okay, so I know that sounds wrong, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, okay, so how do I breed two horses? Well, I just take a golden apple and right click the horse and right click this horse, and they both will go into action and provide, I mean produce a baby horse depending on the body color and the skin design of either of the two horses. So yeah. Um, and a hidden feature has been released in the update, the snapshot, I mean the pre-release, sorry. It's that the name tag, if I take a name tag, and I haven't shown you how exactly you use a name tag, you right click it on an anvil, put it in, and rename it to anything you want. So if I put this to dinner bone, now this is a hidden feature, you can rename this to anything. This is a hidden feature. You take this and you I'm just gonna put my sound back up. Okay, if I take this and I right click it on any random mob, I can even okay, so what it's gonna do is uh, it's gonna make the mob upside down. Now this looks a bit funny and a bit trippy. Now I think this is a tamed. Yeah, this is tamed. So if I right click on this, I am basically riding a horse on legs, and it looks wrong. It looks really wrong. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a cool new feature, and it can be done to any mob, including sheeps, ghasts, ender dragons. Yeah. Now, yeah, that's for the name tags. I've put a horse in here, just to show you guys that it can be done with them. So, yeah. I'd forgotten to mention something while going over horses, is that donkeys, you can place a chest on donkeys by taking a tamed donkey and right clicking a chest on top of it. So if I do shift and that, I can actually see the inventory of the donkey, and I can put in anything I want to, and yeah. So let's move on to a new kind of block that has been added for Minecraft 1.6, and this is the carpet. Now the carpet is crafted in such a way like a pressure plate, where 2 wool gives you 3 carpets. And I have just laid them down over here to show the difference between a normal wool block and a carpet block. And apparently these carpet blocks can be placed on anything ranging from glass, rails, redstone torches, a normal torch, and they even affect falling sand and falling gravel, which can be easy to be dug up. So a couple of things have been added for comparator logic. Now if I take a water bucket and I put it inside this little cauldron here and get myself a set of glass bottles, I am actually going to receive a signal strength of 3 initially the um when the cauldron is full. Now if I take a sip of water bottle from it, it is going to reduce to 2, and if I get it to another water bottle from it, it is going to be 1, and if I hit it again, it's going to be 0. Now this also works with ender portal frames, except that if I get an ender eye over here and I put it in here, you will receive a full signal strength of 15. So yeah, now let's move on to the new clay blocks. So in Minecraft 1.6 they have added a new block called the Hardened clay block. Now if you see over here, there will, when you smelt one clay block in a furnace, it's going to form hardened clay. Now the hardened clay looks like this, but you can do more with this hardened clay. In fact, you can dye it. So let's say you want to dye, you have to put one piece of a dye over here and put hardened clay around it, and you get 8 pieces of the dyed hardened clay. Now I have made a small comparison of the wool and the hardened clay over here, and yeah, so moving on from that, let's move on to a glitch that has been found in this update. Now this is a quite a funny glitch, because if I get the lava bucket out and if I get the water bucket out, we're gonna see something that has not been seen in Minecraft earlier. Now if I place lava on lava, if you can carefully hear, it's like you're placing a block, and this works with water too, and they give um, these little blue particles when you put them, and these orangish particles. Now I'm not sure whether this is a bug or it was intended, but yeah, it's a cool new fun thing that has been there in Minecraft. Now Dinnerbone has also added a feature for hostile mobs. Now the thing is that he has added regional difficulty. So if you stay in one area for a really long time, it's the mobs that spawn around them. It's gonna be harder to fight them as you've stayed there for a long time. So another thing is that he has added certain features to zombies that they can track players from 32 blocks. They have a chance to spawn another one when killed. So I'm gonna get a zombie over here. I'm gonna kill it. Okay, so I should actually go into that cave over here, and now if I spawn it over here, I it's gonna spawn another one quite near me. About it depends on what kind of difficulty you're on, and it has a small chance, but zombies are quite deadly now, and even with the new mechanism that they can light you on fire and all that, and so they also have attracting other zombies when attacked. Now I think this is a previous feature. So yeah, so I mean skeleton zombies, they have all got their own buffs. So Dinnerbone thought of having a buff for the spider. Now spiders have a random chance of spawning with enchantments, but this is very very rare. Now I was trying it out by using the spawn eggs, and I have all the 4 different types. Now this is the regener spider with the regeneration effect, and this is there forever. And the thing about name tags is that they don't despawn. Whenever you want a mob and you don't want it to despawn, you can put a name tag on it, they will never despawn. And this is the strength hider with the strength effect, and this is the speeder with the speed effect, and that is the spin visible. So this is the invisibility spiders, so you can only see their eyes, and this is pretty cool, but they are quite deadly when it comes to spiders now. But they're quite rare because I had spawned at least for getting one regener spider, I had dealt with 3 spider jockeys, I think. So it is rarer than a spider jockey. So that's a good thing to know. So another thing that has been added is villager sounds. Villager sounds sound quite trippy. Now this is one villager making a sound. Now that is 2, and that is 3. Now they make different sounds, and yeah, it's quite trippy. It's yeah, it's like they're confused. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. Just sorry about that. Now another thing that has been added for the creative inventory is that they've added tooltips. Now you can see that when I select coal ore, it says building blocks under it, and if I go into another category, it says decoration. It should say decoration. Oh, okay, it's supposed to say okay. So if I say redstone, it's going to say redstone lamp under the category redstone, red wool under building blocks. Um, I'm going to go into this. Oh no, wait, you have to use the search. That's right. So if I say lava, this is going to be under miscellaneous. This is going to be under decoration, foodstuffs, miscellaneous, tools, and different things. So another thing that has been added is tooltips for potions and weapons and tools. So if I go into tools over here, you can see it has +5 attack damage, +6 attack damage, depending on what it is. This one has +7 attack damage. Now they haven't applied this to the enchantments like I have on my insta kill sword. Now that is, I am not sure whether they're gonna add it, but I'm pretty sure it's a good thing to add. So if I go into brewing here, you can also see the different things. So when applied, you have plus 130% attack damage. Now if I get a potion of slowness, you have 15% speed, and they have various different things for various different potions, and they actually differ from as you see over here. You have quite a bit more depending on which strength potion you use. So yeah, and that is a pretty cool thing that has been added. So Minecraft 1.6 now has a new feature for the nether, and it is that nether fortresses now have chest generation. So I'm gonna look at this chest. Ooh, iron horse armor, iron ingots, there's a blaze here, which I can kill with shot another one. So so they've added chest generation, and it's pretty cool because horse armor is quite common in nether fortress chests. So now a few minor things that have been that I have forgotten to cover in while going over is that the lapis block has a different texture now. The most significant being that it has a proper border and looks better than the old texture, and that deserts no longer have water lakes, but they still do have lava lakes. And the Minecraft icon for your Minecraft.exe, your Minecraft.exe is now a crafting table. And you cannot break blocks with a sword in creative mode. Now that is a quite a handy thing. And you cannot break command blocks in survival mode. So yeah, I mean that's about it. So thanks guys for watching, and if you have enjoyed or liked the video, please give it a like, and if you found this helpful also, please give it a thumbs up. And this is MiningMuch signing off. See you guys later. Bye bye.